Forest provides a natural habitat, and they also host a lot of different resources.
The forest policy for Jamaica are those guidelines instituted by the government of Jamaica with a view to ensuring that the nation's forests are adequately protected.
Okay, so when you say pests and diseases, is that why they tell you to declare what you're carrying back if you're like carrying foods on the planes and stuff like that? That's the reason?
No, the Forest Act provides for the declaration of certain parcels of land as either forest reserves or forest management areas to increase the protection afforded to them.
So how does this policy help with disaster prevention and the environment?
The policy provides a framework which promotes improved air quality, prevention of soil erosion, and combating climate change. As you know, Jamaica is a small island state, and because of this, we are more prone to the impacts of climate change. So we face a lot of hurricanes, sometimes droughts, soil erosion. All of these factors impact us. Flooding, there you go. So if it is that we can get to a point where our forests are strong and reliable and resilient, then that means automatically that the ripple effect is that we can mitigate against some of the effects of these natural disasters. If we have our mangrove forests,
I was just about to ask you about that.
Definitely. Our mangrove forests are our first line of defense
when
anything is coming in off the sea. If it is that these forests are intact, what it does, it acts as a barrier and prevents the brunt of the water from coming onto the island, which protects against the soil erosion, the flooding, the landslides. It's all very linked. Everything relates to each other. You can't deal with one aspect of it and forget the other aspect. All of it is linked. Even the rainfall. When it rains, we have a system where trees absorb the water that is not needed for now. And then in the future, when we are in our dry season, it releases it back into the environment. Now, if we don't have the trees, that process is now at risk, where the droughts is going to be adversely impacting the land, and the dry conditions will also result in fires being more prevalent in Jamaica.
And that's actually an interesting point. And funny enough, earlier this week, I was looking on a comic where this man cut down a mangrove. Like, he didn't know what was the purpose. And a flood came and like it literally washed out the shoreline, washed out his house, washed out everything. And so I just find it very ironic that we're talking about it today, and just getting more information about it is just so fulfilling, because, I mean, you don't find people just getting up and reading about mangroves.
Definitely, and that's a big part of the problem. We need to make sure that we have the buy-in of all persons from all walks of life, because that's the only time that we're going to be able to effectively conserve and manage our forested land.
Wow. So what can everyday Jamaicans, and I just love it, I just love the fact that you just said that, what can everyday Jamaicans do to support forest conservation?
So let's not be like this guy in the comic and chop down all of the mangroves. Let us keep them intact. Don't clear all land. If you, let's say you buy a piece of land. Let's say you inherit a piece of land. Don't go and clear out all of the trees on the land because you want to build your dream house. What you need to do is make sure that you build or you set up your plan in contemplation of the landscape, and therefore utilize the forest to your advantage. Minimal clear, minimal disruption is one of the critical ways in which persons can help the efforts that we're undertaking here at the Forestry Department and that the policy speaks about. Another one is actively reforesting.
I was just thinking about that.
Planting trees.
Yes, I was thinking.
So even in your backyard, even in your community groups, parks in your communities, try to see if you can get involved in activities. I know oftentimes Labor Day activities always are happening somewhere across the island where there are tree planting initiatives happening. Get involved and participate. And again, education of the people, promoting awareness, getting the kids involved, very critical to making sure that we and or forests are adequately conserved and protected.
Wow. And you know, it kind of brings to my memory, my mom has a tradition where she gives every child a tree. So I know that when we were having the initiative, my mom actually sent me to get some trees. And so for my child, for her other grandchildren, she plants a tree for every child. So like I literally have a mango tree. So I guess that's a good effort.
So Julie,
Yes, actually. So I think that's a good actual effort where we as regular Jamaican people just plant one. And you know, while you were talking, I was also thinking if you get a piece of land that doesn't have trees, you can come out to forestry and get a tree. There you go. Right. So there are a lot of ways that we can actually incorporate it in our thinking. But as you said, we have to just get the buy-in. We have to always have it in mind. You know? I like how this is going, and we need to reforest the Jamaica. Yeah. So who are the responsible entities and the implementers of this policy?
so the Forestry Department is the primary responsible entity for this initiative. However, because of the far-reaching impact that this sector has on the island, we have several partners. Key among them are our parent ministry, the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation. Also, the National Land Agency is a critical partner in making sure that our lands are adequately managed, as they truly are the ones who hold the property on our behalf. We also have partnerships with the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Mining from the perspective of agroforestry, as well as from the perspective of mangrove forest management from the fisheries section. And also the Rural Agricultural Developmental Authority is critical, one of our critical partners. Not to mention the National Environmental and Planning Agency.
NEPA.
There we go.
Yes. And so, in true Policy and Me fashion, we're going to play a game called Name That Tree. So now we're going into our game called Name That Tree. Now there's a big twist to this game where we were given 5 trees and we are to name them, like tell the names what we think they are. Now we're gonna big up Andre, yes, as he's here. He's one of the specialists who know the plants. Him nurture the plants them. Him do him need to do the plants them, yes. Now he's gonna give us the names of the 5 trees and we're to try and identify which is which. Andre, take it away.
Yellow Koi, Magnum Viking, Arcade,
Foreman's Arcade,
Bloomaho,
Bloomaho,
and the famous Cedar.
Cedar. Alright. This is Cruickshank. No, you probably have yours near your head.
So I think so. I think I have them.
You wanna go first?
All right, let me try.
Alright.
So this is definitely the poor man's orchid.
Alright.
Ah, 1 for 1.
No, don't say don't. Well, no, I know. Alright, so here what? We're gonna go through and say which one we think is which.
Yeah.
Alright. So you said this is the poor man's orchid.
I definitely know it's the poor man's orchid.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the same thing right here. Okay. Which one you think this one is?
So you're not going to guess too?
Yeah, man, I'm going to guess after you.
Yeah, man.
Alright, let me go next. I think this one is the pui, the yellow pui. What do you think it is?
You're onto something, It's between this and this.
Alright.
So I think this one is the bloomaho, and you can know from the heart-shaped leaf.
I said because you work here, me I gonna go with you on that one. So yes, that's the bloomaho. This kind of look. Them say cedar have a like a greeny smell to it, So I kind of understand. I don't know the texture. I'm gonna go. This have a little greeny sweet. I'm gonna go with this for the cedar. All right. Yeah. But what? I don't remember the next name.
I don't remember the next name either.
But
Alright, so you guys have gone through, you said
Foreman's Orchid. Right.
So we got that.
Are we
one. You can
correct?
Take it away.
yes, you are correct.
Ah! 101. Okay. How about this one?
What was the name you called?
I call it Pui. And she was between this one and this one for the Pui.
I'm gonna guess pui.
So we got the pui.
We have set the pui once.
All right, let's go. Now I said this one was cedar. What are you thinking?
It's between this one and I can't remember the next name of the tree though. What's the next name?
Alright, so the 5 plants we gave you was the Foreman's Arcade, the Lignum Vitae, the Yellow Koi, the Bloomaho, and the Cedar.
Oh, okay. So definitely this is the lignum vitae.
No.
I call it cedar.
Alright, so cedar start, the lignum vitae.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna call this a lignum vitae.
Oh, you does. Yes, this is the lignum vitae.
It's not the lignum.
Okay, we both scored a point there. So this one, no, this one. So
This one is
she
the
had
blue
blue maho.
Luma, that is correct.
Guys, there you have it. I learned some trees today. Thank you so much, Ms. Cooper.
Thank you so much for having me.
It was indeed a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining us on this episode. It was definitely a fruitful one. Now, if you want to know more about this policy, check out Forestry Department's website at forestry.gov.jm. And stay tuned to all the updates from the ministry on all our social media pages at MEJJC_JM on YouTube, Instagram, X, as well as Facebook. Stay tuned for more. See you next time on Policy and Me.